Namaste. Welcome you all in NIOS video class. Today subject is EVS, Environmental Studies for class 12th. Subject code is 333. Lesson 1. The name of the lesson is Origin of Earth and Evolution of the Environment. First, we study difficult words. As you can see in picture, oxygen and carbon dioxide is important for us. The short name of oxygen is O2 and the short name of carbon dioxide is CO2. You all know the meaning of CO2. We inhale oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide, that is CO2. For plants, it's opposite. Plants inhale CO2 and make their food and exhale O2, that is oxygen, to the environment. Human beings are different from plant. We exhale and inhale different gases. H2O. The scientific name of water is H2O. Water vapor. Water vapor means, as we see, the rain which goes to the cloud the pH scale. pH scale is the scale, as you can see in picture, start from 0 to 14. From 0 to 7, 0 to 6, it's acidic, and on level 7, it's neutral. Sometimes you may feel acid after eating so many oily stuff. That is the acidic component of our body. What helps when we feel acidic? We always try to have base or alkaline, which resolves our acidity and get back us to the normal pH scale, that is 7, and make balance in our body. Acidic and base balance has to be maintained in our body. It's very important. Anything which is in excess, acid or base, will be harmful. Both have to be in the balanced form. The pH scale on level 7 is the neutral form of the pH level. Temperature. You can see temperature recording machine on your right hand side. There is a scale on which 1 degree shows Celsius and the other degree shows in Fahrenheit. The Celsius and Fahrenheit degrees are the different. Nitrogen, in short N2. N2 is the gas in environment. It is not the gas which we have in our home for making food. These are the different gases which we found only in environment. We have nitrogen in environment. It is a natural gas. N2 help microbes living under the soil, and when sometimes the acidic rain happens, we also see nitrogen in that. Nitrogen helps microorganisms to grow. Everything like vegetables, all whatever we eat have nitrogen in it. Biotic and abiotic. Biotic are the components who have life in it, such as living organisms, plants, etc. Abiotic. Abiotics are the organisms which do not have life in themselves, such as table, chair, soil. Etc. These are called abiotic. Anything which can move from one place to another place is termed as biotic. And abiotic is the group of things which cannot move from one place to another place by themselves, such as sun, land, temperature, water, etc. That is called abiotic. So far now words has been finished. Now let's begin with explanation. Before we have finished different kinds of 9 planets in the last session, now we will focus on how life is possible on Earth. Earth, the unique planet which sustains life. Conditions necessary for sustaining life. First, presence of water. Second, atmosphere. Third, temperature. And fourth, buffering capacity of Earth. These are the 4 points we are going to explain in this session. Presence of water. The rain at first evaporated as soon as it hits the earth. As earth continued to cool, the rain stayed on to form lakes and oceans. At first, the water was all fresh water, but as it had chemicals from the earth crust mixed in the water of the oceans, become salty. At one time, the earth was all water on its surface. Earth was fully covered by the water. Earth oceans cover about 70% of the planet's surface. Fresh water exists in liquid form in lakes and rivers, and as water vapor in the atmosphere, which causes much of Earth's weather. Second point, atmosphere. The present composition of atmosphere is 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, 0.03 carbon dioxide, minus 0.9% argon, neon, etc. The atmosphere wasn't like this when the earth was created. over 4 to 5 billion years ago. Oxygen from the atmosphere is used by the living organisms during respiration. Carbon dioxide from the atmosphere is utilized by green plants during photosynthesis. Photosynthesis will happen with the help of carbon dioxide, sunlight, oxygen and water. Plants intake carbon dioxide, make food for them with the help of sunlight and water in the soil and exhale oxygen. In the next billion years, the primitive life forms then took the next evolutionary step and started to photosynthesis using sunlight to convert carbon dioxide and water to food, energy and oxygen. Photosynthesis helps plant to make their own food with the help of sunlight and water in the soil. This was an important turning point in the Earth history because the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere was being converted to oxygen. Second point, these green plants went on producing oxygen and removing CO2, that is carbon dioxide. Most of the carbon dioxide from the carbon dioxide in the air become locked up in sedimentary rocks as carbonate and fossil fuel. carbon dioxide also dissolves into the oceans. When plants die and converted into deeper level of the soil, we found coal from it. They turned into, after the years, into the coal. We have coal mines are the reason of this. Let's take a break.
करने राहों को आलोकित करने,
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने, हम
अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने।
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो,
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो,
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
मित्रों हम उठे और जागे,
मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने।
राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय का पैगाम खुला सबकी खातिर।
शिक्षा परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर
शिक्षा परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर दुनिया में इसके केंद्र बात
कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने, स्वयं बने, हम
the ammonia gas and methane gas in the atmosphere reacted with the oxygen, nitrogen was released partially from the reaction between ammonia and oxygen, but mainly from living organisms such as denitrifying bacteria. The last 2.5 billion years and so on. Temperature. The average temperature of Earth is 16 degrees Celsius. This is the most comfortable temperature for the living organisms to survive. Buffering capacity of Earth. The most unique feature of the Earth is its buffering actions, due to which neutral pH 7 is maintained in the soil and water bodies. Earth gets light from sun. It is the ultimate source of energy for the Earth. With the help of sun, all the work can be possible on Earth, such as photosynthesis, day and night, and etc. Origin and evolution of life prior to the appearance of human being. As soon as the oxygen was produced by photosynthesis, it was taken out again by reacting the other elements such as iron. This continued until about 2.1 billion years ago, when the concentration of oxygen increased markedly. What is environment? Every living organism is constantly interacting with its environment, comprised of air, light, water, land or substratum, and the living various kind of living organisms. The environment may be defined as the surrounding or condition in which an living organism live or operate. The environment broadly includes living and non-living component, which are listed as below in the table. Component of the environment are of two types: abiotic and biotic. Abiotic are the components which are non-living things such as sun, moon, temperature, soil, etc. On the other hand side, biotic are the components which have life in it, that is called living organisms such as plants, animals, fungi, bacteria, etc. Abiotic components: light. Sunlight provides energy. Green plants utilize sunlight for photosynthesis, for synthesizing food for themselves as well as other living organisms. That helps to make food for plants. Second point, rainfall. Water is essential for living beings. Majority of biochemical reactions take places in an aqueous medium. Water helps to regulate body temperature. Further, water bodies form the habitat for many aquatic plants and animals which lives in water. Temperature. Temperature is a critical factor of the environment which greatly influence survival of organisms. Fourth, atmosphere. The Earth atmosphere is made up of 21% of oxygen, 78% of nitrogen, 0.038% of carbon dioxide, and rest are inert gases, 0.93 argon, neon, etc. These all make atmosphere accessible for all living organisms. Substratum. Organisms may be terrestrial or aquatic. Land is covered by soil and a wide variety of microbes, protozoa, fungi, and small animals, invertebrates thrive in it. They have their life under the soil and they live in it. Roots of plants pierce through the soil to tap water and nutrients. Terrestrial animals live on lands. Aquatic plants, animals, and microbes live in fresh water as well as in the sea. All of these live under the aquatic habitat and have that life in it. Animals, plants which live under water may have this. Biotic component. Green plants, prepare food through photosynthesis for all living organisms. Animals, individual of the same species, occur in a particular type of habitat. They also live with other species, one species from food for another. They all are dependent on each other for their food resources. Animals have a food chain, and food chain they are dependent on each other for having food. This is called food chain. For example, a rabbit wants to eat a carrot and the fox eats rabbit and the lion eats fox. This is the food chain in which entire world is dependent upon. Microorganisms and fungi decompose dead plant and animals, releasing nutrients locked in bodies of dead organisms or reuse by the growing plant. they can use again with the help of plants. Living organisms, therefore, need both abiotic and biotic components of the environment for survival. A delicately balanced relationship between living organisms, a delicately balanced relationship between living organisms and their environment is critically important for their survival. They all are interdependent on each other for the survival of their life. In environmental studies, you will read about environment and animals. Now, far explanation has finished. I hope you all have understood how Earth started, how plants grows, and how the water works important role in it. Now, let's move to the exercise part of the same chapter. I have chosen few questions for you. I'll give questions and answers both. Approximately how old the Earth is? The answer is 4.5 billion years ago. Question second. Name the star around which the Earth revolves along with other planets of the solar system. Sun. Sun is the star. Question third. What do we mean by solar system? Planet of orbiting central star is mean solar system. Question 4. Why does the day and night cycle consist only 24 hours? Answer: because Earth complete one full rotation on its axis in 24 hours. That's the reason a day and night in total have 24 hours only. Earth completes its full rotation in 365 days. If you were to view the Earth from space, which color would it reflect? The answer is blue. What is the reason of the blue color? Because it consists 70% of water composition. Question 6. From where Earth gets energy? Sun. Sun is the ultimate source of energy for the earth. Question 7. Define environment. Surrounding or condition in which an organisms live and operate, that is termed as environment. Question 8. Name its biotic component. Answer. Biotic living organisms of all kind, including microbes. Question 9. List its abiotic component. Answer. Light, humidity, temperature, atmosphere and substratum. These are the abiotic component of the earth. Question 10. How did O2 come into atmosphere? Answer. Because of photosynthesis, oxygen comes into atmosphere. So far now we have completed exercise. I hope you all have understood the question answers also and the explanation I have given. I hope. Thank you. Namaste.